Hey everybody, welcome back to Play the Hits. After an embarrassing defeat, we are back to try to take on the fucking Sacks. How you doing, Max?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good God. You know, it's kind of funny. We ended that conversation with, Geralt beats you and he just molests you. And then all of a sudden we're getting molested, so.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But at least we know where to go, kind of, sort of. So hopefully
Yeah, I think you can do that again quickly. So we were talking about Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Like, literally 3 days ago, I picked up another anime just because I was on Netflix, about to go to bed, and it was literally the first thing that they suggested. It was like, try this show out, High Score Girl? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And from the very first episode, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, this speaks to me. Like, it's pretty good.
What's it about?
Basically... So it's like a love story mixed in with basically a kid playing video games.
Sounds about right.
To the point where he's like at school, and it starts with elementary school, and I think it goes up to like high school.
Okay.
Just throughout the years, and he's just basically daydreaming all day. Like, I don't want to be at school. I want to play video games. You know,
yeah,
and it's just like, yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, I was gonna say, so basically our entire lives.
That was our childhood. You know, now he's a lot better. He plays fighting games. He plays everything, but he likes fighters a lot. And you know, from the very beginning of the show, he's a lot better at games than we ever were. You know,
hey, a save point. This would have been nice to know about.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's like I never really watched shows like Yu-Gi-Oh or Beyblade, but
yeah, me neither.
I know the gist where it's just like, we're gonna go to battle now. I'm gonna do this. Or I guess Pokemon's the same way, where it's just like, wait, Pikachu used Quick Attack. How do you do that? My Raichu doesn't know that. Ha ha ha! Don't you understand that we didn't evolve our Pikachu, so now he knows Quick Attack, and your Raichu never learned that. And
yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
oh, nani? So it's a lot like that. Or, oh, you activated my trap card. Let me explain to you why you suck.
Why
you win.
Suck, right?
Yeah, and this show does that, but with real life stuff. You know, video games basically, where it's okay. Let's see.
There we go.
Where it's just like, oh, this person's beating me, I'm gonna guile turtle, and then it'll be like the narrator being like, guile turtling is where you hold down as guile, and like they show the video game, they show Street Fighter 2, like the graphics from it and everything.
Yeah.
And showing.
Oh,
these
so they
techniques.
use actual games.
They do. They use a ton of actual games, like so many. So they got the licenses for this stuff and everything.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool. I think if you watch the first episode, you might like it.
Okay.
But there's like all the old games. It starts in elementary school, where Street Fighter 2 was like a huge deal.
Right.
Like everyone was playing it, and there wasn't a whole lot of fighters. And then he gets to middle school, and it's like all the where the scene explodes. It's King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown and all this stuff, and he's having fun with that. But they explain a lot and some stuff I didn't know. Like he'll play Final Fight, and it's just like, oh, is this person?
Oh man, Final Fight.
Talk about this person doing this
inaccessible fighter.
Final Fight's a tough one. I could never beat it in the arcade, or getting to like the last person and everything. But it was always a lot of fun. And it's just like, oh, Final Fight, you can break the barrels, but if you're holding left instead of getting a chicken to heal yourself, you'll get diamonds and money if you're going for a high score. And it's just like, what? I never do that. Like, oh my god!
Fuck these things. Oh,
you're getting the Varia suit soon, right?
I sure as shit hope so. Well, the Varia suit doesn't protect you from ice, but I think there's got to be something that we get to combat the ice. God damn it! No, because you have Metroid DNA, you're always weak to ice. But
okay.
But there may be something that allows us to kill those things.
I hate these freaking doors.
Yeah, they're not so bad anymore. We got our hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh no. Okay.
Here we go.
Here comes the real boss.
Here we go.
Okay, whoa, shit. I don't remember what this guy's about.
Getting rid of the... Oh, no. Okay. Getting rid of the outer shell, I thought. Charge shot?
Yep, charge shot
that does it.
Damn it. Help if I could fucking see him. No! Oh, God, this thing's a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I feel like he's hurting you a lot less than those icy hexes, though.
Yeah, sure is.
he's kind of weak.
Yeah, at least there's that. Just fucking can't see. You know, for an enemy as big as he is, you'd think he'd be a lot more visible, but that's kind of the curse of the GBA's screen.
I was about to say, I think on the GBA this is horrible. Like,
well, and remember, we're basically playing the GBA at an increased resolution. So.
just as a, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like we have any more
like,
actual screen space, just everything is
no,
bigger.
it's just bigger. Which helps a little bit, but having like 2 more inches to each side would be good too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if we could get this at 1080p, Nintendo, that'd be great. Keep that in mind for the remake.
Horrible thing about the Game Gear when you're playing like Sonic games.
Yeah.
Are you sued?
Oh yeah, dude, the fucking Game Gear.
With it taking its 6 batteries and it would last 2 hours. Like literally, I think that's what it was.
Yep. Now let's test out your ice theory here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these guys won't fuck with you anymore.
That would be great. Okay, here we go. Yep,
Sweet.
You're right. Tight. They're actually really good heals now. What the hell is that guy?
So, how was your Christmas?
Pretty good. You know, Santa was nice to me, which is always
Good.
nice. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
What was your did you get anything particularly sexy from a significant other or family member?
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. I think went to my parents' house and my aunt and uncle were visiting and everything too. So it was nice. Got to see mostly everyone. Raj is in Hawaii, so we just
Fuck Raj.
Skyped him in. We Skyped him in for a little bit. But yeah, it was oh good. It was good. And
cool.
When it comes to presents, holy crap.
They spoiled you this year, huh?
I'm 31 years old, and this is the most games by far I've ever gotten.
That's awesome.
And I think I have my wife to partially thank for that because she helped out with the gifts. So it's like, what should we get Max?
Oh, so she was like the mastermind, like controlling your Christmas list.
I think it was like, hey, just look at his wish list. He has stuff on there, and so people were like, okay,
all right,
then got me stuff on the wish list. Like, it was like, okay, cool. So literally, dude, I got Mega Man 11.
Nice.
I got Spider-Man.
Dude, nice. Mega Man 11. Sweet.
11, Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Now all you need is that Elgato.
Yeah, right? God of
speaking
War.
of which, did anyone get you a Blue Yeti microphone?
No Blue Yeti.
Oh, no Blue Yeti, you say? Darn. Anyway, continue.
Oh, jeez. So, what was it? What was that? Spider-Man, God of War, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I feel like there was one more. I swear there was one more. There was
when you get so many, it's hard to keep track of them all.
It kind of was like that, dude. I'm serious.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
And 11 was the only Switch game, and it was a bunch of PS4 games.
There was one year I remember when I was a kid. My mom, there was a local game store in Defiance that went out of business, like right in November. And you know, because
Wow.
I played exclusively like nerdy JRPG games that no one else wanted to buy. She went in and she got like Legend of Dragoon,
Nice.
Saga Frontier, shit, there were like I can't remember what all I got. Oh, Thousand Arms.
Oh, that's when you got Thousand Arms.
Yeah, that's when I got Thousand Arms. Crap.
Dude, in that PS1 era, that must have been.
Oh, but that's
crazy
not
haul.
that's not even half of it. That's also when I got Metal Gear Solid, even though that wasn't a JRPG. They just had a whole bunch of copies of it, and the guy was literally like, you know, if I don't sell these, I literally don't make anything off of them. So you want a game that's been out for, you know, a year for, you know, $20, it's yours. And so that's what she did. Yeah, that's what she got.
Oh damn.
And so again, Metal Gear Solid, crap, there was another great RPG in that list, and I can't think of what it was. But it was like freaking pay dirt. I got like 500 hours of PS1 goodness.
That's awesome.
And she probably spent maybe
that's like too much for like one
really
Christmas.
Was.
It's
and
just
she,
like, what?
Yeah, seriously. And she maybe paid like $120. Like, I was 12 years old, and like I barely had a concept of, budgeting. But I'm like, Mom, these are all like relatively new games. And, I asked for like 2 of these. Did you spend a lot? And, she goes, oh, no, the guy was going out of business. And I told him the games that were on your list. And because they were all on sale, he was just like, okay, well, if he likes this, he's going to like this. Like I said, I'd never heard of Thousand Arms. For instance, Thousand Arms was the big, mystery one. Oh,
that was
Wild Arms,
sleeper.
Wild Arms 2. Wild Arms 2 I also
nice.
got, yeah. And so, yeah, there was that, and he's like, oh, if he likes this, then he's going to like this, and he's going to like this. And she's like, okay, for like $20.
Awesome.
Why the hell not? That was awesome. I'm not going to lie. I was a spoiled kid that Christmas. But this year,
that's how I'm feeling.
I like kind of adulted a little bit more than I usually do with my Christmas list, mainly because I kind of realized that I'm at that phase in life that if there's a game that I really want, like, immediately,
you're gonna get it.
I'm just gonna go get it. Yeah. I mean, like, I might, budget for like a month to make sure I can afford it. But really, that's all the like. Whereas, high school or college, I actually had to plan. Okay, so like with gas and car payment, am I actually gonna be able to afford a game?
Right.
Now it's just like, okay.
College.
So like next paycheck, I'll just set aside my entertainment budget for this game. And there were some exceptions. Like this year, I held off on Red Dead and Smash Brothers because I was still so invested in Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
So I just waited and got those for Christmas, and those were the 2 games that I got this year. But other than that, I got like a new watch from both Sarah and my mom, and I don't know if I ever told you that I've the last couple of years I've been collecting watches, and then so that was pretty cool. A couple dress shirts, ties. A new sport coat from Dad, which was kind of nice.
Oh, nice.
Look a little sexier at the office.
Got the adult stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good. Yeah, I didn't know you didn't know about the watches.
Yeah, cool. No, I started I don't know why, but like just one day I was like checking for gifts for Sarah, and she mentioned that she might like a watch, and so that got me looking at men's watches too. Of course, I'm like, oh shit, this is actually
it's one of those things that's fun.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think it adds as much to your look as it does, but like you put the right watch on with the right shirt, and you can take like a on average my clothes. I don't dress like a schmuck, but on average, I buy my dress clothes off of the Combatant Gentleman website, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but I generally don't pay more than $20 for a shirt.
Yeah.
And so but they're good shirts, they're quality shirts for what you pay, and then I just combine them with the right accessories and look like money. It's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. A nice looking watch with the right button up and stuff.
But dude, like check out Combatant Gentlemen. They're basically like Banana Republic, but affordable. It's just a website, and they constantly have sales, and they have like a very limited but rotating catalog of items. And so they have like $120 suits, which is unheard of.
Nice.
But not like it's gonna tear and stretch and destroy after like 3 wears kind of suits. They're actually pretty decent quality.
Nice.
But yeah, check it out, because the other thing that's really nice is that you can use like their website's sizing tool to kind of sort of tailor your fit. Like it's not like visiting a real tailor, but it's also better than a mall fit.
Yeah, or going to like Macy's and just being like,
yeah, buying
trying
off the
them
rack.
on and
yeah.
That's
and
cool.
for some like if
That's
I were about
public.
30 pounds lighter, I bet you I could go back to doing that. Where I could just pick up any medium off the rack and just be like, okay, perfect fit.
Oh my god.
These days, not so much.
For me, when it comes to like suits, the arms, it's always like I can do the little kid thing where it's just like, I'm flapping them around.
Yep.
So it's like, and with the tux too. When I was getting that, I was just trying to find something that fit as perfectly as possible in the shoulders.
Yeah.
Since that's like the hardest thing to tailor.
Oh man!
And then just had them cinch the back a little bit just to give it that kind of slim profile.
Dude, even when I'm skinny, I still have like freakishly broad shoulders.
Oh yeah.
Which, you know, is normally supposed to be like an attractive thing on a guy, but for me it's just like I'm disproportionate.
It's just like two halves of a man put together.
Yeah, I'm like as wide as someone who is like 6'4", and then I have like this tiny ass waist and this beer gut. Like I'm the most misshapen man ever.
So you're no stranger to a tailor, I would imagine.
Well, I've got to find a good one here in Bloomington eventually. Like that's kind of and that's the reason that I asked pretty much for all clothes this year, is because I'm wanting to redo my wardrobe so I don't dress like a freshman in college anymore. And so yeah, so I got some nicer clothes that actually fit really well. But then I want to go into a tailor to kind of take up the legs and let out the shoulders a little bit and stuff like that. So that it goes from being a good fit to a perfect fit. Like I'm trying to kind of make peace with my body. Like I'm never going to be 120 pounds again, but I think if I try and like actually stick to a decent diet, then I could probably get back down to like the 145 to 150 range.
Oh yeah, I bet you can, man.
Yeah, I mean I'm at 170 now, which is the most I've ever weighed, and I feel disgusting.
Oh my god.
Which for someone who's
I'm heavier than that.
That's all right, but I mean, you struggle with this too, because like someone who's short, like people will hear like, oh, 170, that's nothing, but I'm 5'6", dude. It is something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's overweight.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice you can like wear suits and wear kind of the button downs and stuff as like an everyday thing, and it's like 'cause I love it's fun sometimes, honestly, to dress up, but we're in scrubs all the time. You don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Get the opportunities. But
well, and in fact, like I've been wanting like. Because I've been off work this week, I'm like, damn, I really want to wear some of these clothes, but I can't just wear them around the house. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to just getting back in the office and just like, walking around in nice clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I see anyone who would ever actually give a damn, but it's just kind of a confidence
booster. It's nice for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice. The new clearance now. Yeah, I feel that way about ties. Like I kind of collect ties. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge collector, but I probably have definitely over 15. I might have 20 ties at this point. So I just like.
Oh, dude, you've definitely got to check out Combatant Gentlemen. I feel it sounds like an advertisement. Hey, Combatant Gentlemen, if you want to sponsor Play the Hits, you get in touch with us. But no, for real, they have like $10 tie sales, right? Or you can get like 5 or 6 for $50 or something. They'll regularly do that, and they're the coolest ties. I have like 4 of them, and they have like really great textures. They're not just like the nylon or the what's the word I'm looking for?
They have cotton ties too, which I hate. I'll say I don't like cotton ties.
Not cotton, but
there's rayon, there's nylon,
polyester.
Oh, polyester, yeah.
So they're not like straight polyester. They've got like really cool like different textures. Like there's one that is almost like the same material that like a tweed jacket would be made out of. And, yeah, it works really well. Like it goes with a lot of different looks, and it's kind of a nice like casual sort of. It's
kind of a casual tie, yeah. Exactly, where you can kind of wear it.
Yeah, you can dress it up,
like button down or something.
You can dress it up if you want, but it also just looks good. Like it's a nice like, okay, I've got to be to work in 10 minutes, and I just gotta slap this on.
And like you said about the accessorizing, where like kind of matching a watch to what you're wearing. That's how I feel like ties is.
This is the first time in my life I've ever been able to do that. Yeah.
You can't slap any tie with any shirt. They have to go together. Right. So that's fun.
For sure.
So yeah. That's good. Glad you had a good Xmas. Got some good stuff.
Yes, indeed.
The thing is, talking about buying your own games, and it's just like I'm that way too. And this is just like on my wish list. But dude, before I got these games, I still have a backlog. Now I have a humongous backlog.
Yeah, I know, dude. Me
it's
too.
It's kind of a problem. Because I'm still Persona 5 is going to take me forever.
Yeah.
I'm still working on Nier, which I thought, I'm going to beat it because I was at the last boss. There's different playthroughs.
Oh no! So it's like Dragon Quest.
I'm like replaying the game, but it's fun. I'm playing as a different character. Well, you play with like 2 characters, and now I'm
Okay.
playing as the other guy, and
okay.
you're getting more story because this guy, like, you play as this fighter android thing as the first playthrough, and there's your hacker partner who like hacks into stuff. And kind of doing the same stuff, but when you're hacking into these robots, these machines, you're kind of seeing things, and you're getting a perspective and story bits you never knew about, and it's like, it's really interesting. So I don't know. I think there's more to this game, but so I'm still working on that. I'm working on, oh my god, I've probably put like 15 more hours into Nier since we've last talked, and I was like, oh, I'm about to beat it.
That's what Christmas break is all about, you know.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just make a dent in your game collection. Well, no joke. Tonight, as I speak to you, after we finish up with Metroid here, I'm actually going to go finally take on the real final boss of Dragon Quest.
Oh, Dragon Quest?
So right now, since during this week, I have started Red Dead and God of War. And, but like I said, I've just been kind of doing some, end of the game, like, grinding, you know, like getting each character's ultimate weapon and, stuff like that.
How's that? Is that kind of a slug? On a,
it's not,
on a scale from Final Fantasy IV to
shit.
Final Fantasy X. Like, how bad is it?
Nowhere near Final Fantasy X. Like, I'm at 130 hours, which, don't get me wrong, is huge. But still, like, you know, you wanted to complete FF10, you were looking at 200 plus.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I have already beaten, like, the main story. So this is, like, the post-game stuff that I'm doing. And so, at 130 hours, I have everyone's ultimate weapon and armor, and I'm now ready to go take on the final boss. And in fact, I probably could have done it a few hours ago. Like, you don't need everyone's ultimate, but I figure if I'm about to start 2 new, you know, really big games, Red Dead and God of War, then I'm gonna want to get that done. Yeah. Like, I don't want to
go back to a game like months later.
Yeah, especially one that you're like that invested in the world. Like, I know when I beat the final boss, I'm gonna want to, you know, like, say goodbye to the world for a little bit, just because, like, you know, when you beat a really good RPG. And then you go back into the world and it just feels super empty.
Oh my god, once you've really conquered it, and there's kind of nothing else to do, I get that.
Except just run around with your, like, way overpowered characters and fight, you know, enemies that aren't really challenging anymore. Like, Final Fantasy XII was really bad about that. The Witcher 3, as much as I love that game to death, was really bad about that. Persona 5, like... I know I'm eventually going to do a New Game Plus of Persona 5, but probably not for, like, at least another year.
It's almost like the longer the game, you need time to
You're right, because you just
decompress, appreciate what it was.
Yeah, and in the case of Persona 5, and of course Dragon Quest, you just get so invested into the characters, and, like, you know, the world, you become a part of that world, and then when all of a sudden, like, that world just... stops turning. It just
stops.
It just stops.
New things stop happening.
Right, yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, whoa.
Like, oh shit, this is starting to feel a little too real.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a game that just has, for some reason, Mario Odyssey comes to mind, where there is so much post-game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not left thirsty for more for a long time.
Yeah, most of that game is post-game. Right.
That's true.
Well, Persona 5, in a weird way, is the exact opposite. Well, I don't know. It kind of depends, because there's not really post-game. Persona 5, you play the most of the game is story. I mean, like, 90% of the game is story. And the combat serves the story. Like, everything that you do serves the story. So, like, you can play through that game and just try to do the main plot beats, but as a result... like, your experience with the combat isn't going to be as good because, like, your decisions in the social aspect of the game directly affect the flow of combat. And so, I did all of the side quests that I could. You can't, like, really do everything in one playthrough, but, you know, you can do more than enough. And so I basically did all these side quests and got to know all of these characters, and, you know, like, you get to know them in a certain way because of the decisions that you make as the protagonist. And so as you do that, and as you like build a relationship with these characters, it kind of sucks to think about like going back in a New Game Plus and like they don't remember you, if that kind of makes any sense. Yeah.
No, I get it.
I went the wrong way. God damn it. I wonder if I can... Nope.
Whoa.
We're gonna have to snake all the way back.
Yeah, you can't really bomb jump in this game. That sucks.
Nope. Actually, wait a minute now. Oh, god damn it, I really screwed up. Oi. But yeah, so that was kind of how I felt about Persona 5. Like, I could start a New Game Plus, but I went through all the trouble to build these relationships and develop the characters this way, and, you know, that's how I remember them.
I really appreciate, like, even though there's no post-game, just doing the game. And like you said, it's over 100 hours without side quests, and you're very encouraged to do side quests.
Well, that's the thing, though. The it's not even encouraged. Like, if you try if you try to just sleep through every day and don't talk to your party members and don't get involved in their lives and don't do the side quests,
it's like, why are you playing the game?
Well, no, it's also like, how can you play the game? Like, I don't realistically see how you're going to get through some of the more challenging, like, dungeons or boss fights without doing that stuff. It's literally mandatory, at least for your core party members. Like, I guess an acceptable speed run of that game would be to only develop your core party members and don't develop relationships with anyone but them. But even that, like, some of the side characters provide really good bonuses. Like, there's one that sells you the best healing items and accessories in the game if you develop a relationship with her. There's another one who lets you swap your party members in and out of combat at any time, which is
so like huge game mechanics.
Yeah, like almost an essential ability for like the final dungeon where, you know, the enemy weaknesses are everything. And so like if you accidentally run into a battle and you don't have a character that has that enemy's weakness, then you're going to take some serious damage and you know, have to sacrifice a lot of good boss fight items just to get through a regular encounter. But if you've developed a relationship with this one girl, she'll give you a technique that lets you, without penalty, switch in and out your other characters. Yeah. So again, stuff like that is like kind of the meat and potatoes of that game.
Yeah. There's no DLC for that game, is there?
There is, but it's all just like bonus stuff, like alternate looks for the characters and
stuff like not like story stuff.
No, I don't think there's any story DLC in that.
Oh, Ice.
Which is kind of nice because you know it's a full experience from front to back.
Yeah, you know, like it's not like I'm poo-pooing on story DLC, but to have like 100+ hour RPG with no story DLC, like it's all there in the package.
I know, I love it.
This is all that I respect the hell out of that.
Or if you're gonna do story DLC, do it like The Witcher, where it has nothing to do with the main story, and instead it just adds a completely different side narrative. Like we've talked about this.
Hearts of Stone
before. Yeah.
just seems like the ultimate Witcher contract. Like
it is, and it's actually also probably the best DLC I've ever played. I mean, Blood and Wine was every bit just as excellent, and it was even bigger than Hearts of Stone. But the story in Hearts of Stone was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm still working through that one, so that's another thing on the backlog. But...
And like I said, I know we've talked about this ad nauseum, but The Witcher 3 is my gold standard for how to do DLC.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's like, again, you could forget it and not do it, and you still have a full game, a full standalone story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, the DLC has nothing to do with the series story.
Right.
But they're fantastic stories involving Geralt, you know, and if you like Geralt as a character, why not?
Yeah, and that's the kind of the cool thing, is that you actually see Geralt in sort of a different way than you see him during the... Damn it. I screwed up. You actually get to see Geralt in sort of a different... setting than you do in the main story, because in the main story he's kind of, you know,
it's always pursuing Ciri.
Yeah, he's pursuing Ciri. Like that's his main thing. That is his driving force. But in Hearts of Stone, he picks up this contract and then he ends up getting cursed. And then in Blood and Wine, he it's another contract thing, so it's like purely professional, but it's almost like he's just there to kind of unravel this big mystery, which is really cool. It's almost like playing as a detective, or like
Detective Geralt.
Yeah,
I was just
or like
say.
kind of a Batman story. It's really cool. But both of them are phenomenal, and both of them, like, they would actually be worth the price of admission as full individual games. Both of them. Like there are entire games, like $60 games, that don't have as much content or depth as those two DLC packages.
Yeah, these would be like the old PC games where they have like the standalone game for like $20 or something.
Yep.
That you could just play by itself. They would be like The Witcher, Hearts of Stone or something for $20.
Yeah.
And it would totally, and it could be like a $30 game probably, and it would work.
Yep. Yeah, they could have released it as like a pseudo sequel.
I think they've done that with they're starting to do that again with a few games, like not Xenoverse, Xenosaga 2.
Oh yeah, they've released that
Switch.
Totoro thing.
Todorati Kingdom, whatever.
Yeah,
but it's like, you could just buy that for $30 and play it by itself.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's interesting.
Cool.
And they did that with another, I think, Dishonored, which I've never played. It's
they also did it with
that Ubisoft game.
Uncharted, where the most recent entry didn't star Nathan Drake, and it was just kind of like this $30 side story that you
it was not as long, and
yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
but it was supposed to be really good. I haven't played it actually, but you play as Chloe Fraser from the second game.
Oh,
who was kind of a cool character with a great ass. So.
Yeah, and it's like they're kind of using some assets, or at least the same engine, as like a previous game. It's like, whatever, hey, you got new content, you're not charging full price, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I can take it or leave it.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. Instead of like waiting for like 5 or 6 years for like another mainline entry, if you guys want to charge like half price for kind of like a mini entry, that I'm okay with that.
Or even like Nintendo could do that, like Mario Odyssey 2. Hell, do it. Just make it. It could be like the same kind of thing with new worlds, but the same mechanics and everything. Shit,
yep.
And I would buy that so fast.
Oh, I would gobble that shit right up.
Oh my god. How are you liking Red Dead?
I'm loving it, and oh man, I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm kind of afraid because I know that, like, right after finishing a 130-hour project with Dragon Quest, I'm staring down the barrel of another, like, 50 to 70-hour project. In addition to God of War, which is probably pretty sizable itself.
I don't think it's too long. I think it's, like, less than 20 hours, honestly.
Oh, thank God.
There's
like,
zero DLC for God of War.
Yeah, I need a shorter game just to cleanse my palate here.
God of War might be a good one.
Yeah. But hey, we'll have to do more of that and figure out what all this catastrophe is here in Metroid next time on Play the Hits.
All right, man. We'll see you then.
We'll see you then, buddy.